Hey there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amber, and in today's video, I've got faux rust for you. Yeah, that's right. Fake rust, faux rust, call it what you want. We're going to create faux rust finishes on these projects. I hope that you're inspired by this one. Honestly, I love doing the chippy finish. I realized in the last video that we had that there's not a chippy, like a detailed chippy video on my channel. I'm going to work on that for you guys because I've got a lot of people that are really struggling to create that chippy look that I get. And so I want to do an in-depth chippy video. Let me know for sure because I mean, I don't want to do it if you guys don't want it, but let me know in the comments down below if you really want to learn in detail, like how to get that chippy look and how to make it look good, like how you can incorporate it into your design and decor ideas. Okay. And then today we're doing faux rust. Now, I think there's plenty of explanation with how to get the faux rust. I just think it's really self-explanatory. But if you need more of an in-depth like tutorial on getting a lot of these paint finishes, please let me know in the comments below because I really want to inspire you. I really want to help you level up. Okay. I'm not a 5-minute crafter. I love details. I love getting into the, I love getting my hands dirty. I get comments a lot about that, like, your nails are stained all the time. Of course they are. I'm a crafter. I'm a DIYer. I'm a painter. So this video is going to show you different faux rust finishes on 4 different projects and how you can create this look yourself, okay? I'm not telling you that it's going to be like the same every time you do it. It's going to come out differently depending on what you're applying it to. And it's also going to come out differently as to how you envision your finish. So I'm just going to share with you and inspire you on how you can create a faux rust finish in today's video. And let me know which one you love the most, okay? Or just pick a favorite. I already know my favorite, and quite honestly, it's a chicken coop. I know it's probably not a chicken coop. It's more like I don't even know what it's called. People are going to correct me when I title things, but I took a pet house from the Dollar Tree and rusted that sucker up, and I think it turned out stinking fantastic. So that one is my favorite, but I would love to know what your favorite is. But let's go ahead and get started with this video and be inspired, be encouraged. And if you are not yet a subscriber of my channel, please subscribe, turn on that bell so you don't miss out on a thing. Be sure to go follow me over on Instagram. And if you want to check me out on Facebook, you can do that too. All the links will be in the description box below. And don't forget, all these projects are time-stamped. And I think that's it. Are you ready to get started? Let's do it. Hey, the first project we're going to be doing a faux rust finish on is this Dollar Tree pet house. And for this video, you'll see that I'm using 2 of them, but in the end, I decided to just go with 1 of them because I felt like it looked better. And you probably saw that in the photo of the end project. So this is also on a blog post on my website if you want to go check it out and see more detailed photos and get more in-depth instructions. So this video is just going to kind of walk you through the process of how I created this faux rust finish on the Dollar Tree pet house. So we used a Dollar Tree candle base and I painted it black and then white with some chalk paint, and then I just set it aside to dry. Now for this, I spray painted this with metallic paint, and then I let it dry, and then I applied a coat of Mod Podge. It's really important that you apply Mod Podge when you're creating like a faux rust finish, okay? The next thing I did is I used Java chalk paint, or you can use like a burnt umber color. Like the richer and deeper the color, the better. And then I just used my fingertip to apply antique wax, and then I just got the finish I was looking for. Now this is a piece of corrugated cardboard that I got at, I want to say Michael's or Hobby Lobby. And I'm just taking some of that chocolate brown colored paint, that's chalk paint, and I just applied it to the ridges to create our little roof pieces. And I thought it was a brilliant idea. I thought it was so fun. So if you happen to see these in the toy aisle at Dollar Tree, snag you up some of these little pet houses and you could transform them into so many cute things. And then I just took some eggs that I got from Hobby Lobby and used those, and some Spanish moss from the Dollar Tree. And it's hard to see this, but I just kind of glued them in the 4 squares. And then I glued in the little egg. I dried the whole thing, and this is where I attached the 2, and later I just decided I didn't like it, so I took them apart. But you can certainly do this if you wanted to not put it on the candle base. I just felt like it was cuter on the candle base with just one, but again, you could do both. So here is our finished little pet house. I hope you love it, and let's get on to the next faux rust project. So this one is a Dollar Tree plastic cutting board, and I used a grill tray to create like a pocket for like a planter. And so I just cut it into whatever size I needed it to be, and then I took the trim around the edge of my grill pan and kind of rolled it out flat to help create some of the different parts of this little pocket that we're going to create. Now I'm using antique wax on this cutting board. It didn't go as well as I thought it would, but I went ahead and left it, and I used my finger to kind of help weather it and distress it a little bit more. I do highly recommend, if you're going to use the antique wax, let it dry overnight if you're going to do something like this. Now, sometimes we like to craft in real time, but I just was not getting the result that I wanted, and so it kept lifting away. So I just kept layering on top of it and drying and layering on top of it and drying, but it did create a really cool look. And so we're going to take this grill screen or tray, and we're going to create a little pocket. And y'all, I just thought this is super cute. This is probably one of the most popular blog posts that I have. I love this one. I know you guys are just seeing it on YouTube for like the first time, but y'all, I created this like in the spring, and I just wanted to put it into this collection. But I created this little pocket with the grill pan tray, and it just turned out super cute. And all I did was basically dry brush a bunch of paint on it to make it look rusted. And then I wanted to continue to get that same look with the bottom. And so I just attached a little cap with a piece that I cut out. And then I took this piece that I kind of rolled out with my rolling pin and made a little like strap, like a board, what is it, like a trim across the bottom. I have a hard time explaining things sometimes, but you kind of get the idea of what I was going for. It was like, it just kind of finishes it off. And then I added the same paint to this. I did not do the Mod Podge trick on this one, but I think in the end it turned out kind of rusty looking. And then I really distressed up this cutting board the best that I could, and I got super frustrated. I got some brown paint, and I just started adding stuff to it, y'all. And then I just left it. So you just can kind of experiment the way you want to, but you can kind of see the process of how I tried to achieve this look. So I am going to be creating this little like, cover over the front of our, planter. And then I'm creating like a rag bow. Now this is completely optional. You don't have to do this. I kind of liked how it ended up. But in the end, if you don't like the stringiness of it, you certainly do not have to do that. So I wanted to create some little strings, but you could use twine. I just went with the burlap, and I just wanted it to have a different feel. So I just started gluing stuff together, different parts of things to make my bow. And I don't really know how to make a cute rag bow, so I just kind of interpreted it myself. So that's the whole point of creativity, is that you could just do what you like. And so this is really honestly the most organic project I think I've done, because nothing really went as planned, and it just ended up cute in the end. So I got these greens from, I believe, Michael's, but you can get stuff from Hobby Lobby or Dollar Tree, and I just kind of tucked them in, and I didn't really worry about putting any floral foam in there. And I felt like it just needed a little extra stuff. So I just started playing around and adding things to it and really dressing it up in a way that I just thought, oh gosh, this is really cute. So I found this like pom-pom looking ribbon at, I think it was Hobby Lobby. And it just kind of finished off the entire project. I ended up adding the bow in layers because I just could not get it to attach the way I wanted it to. Plus I wanted it to be kind of optional with the, the long parts and the short parts. But I took out the pink flowers. I just thought, let's keep it a little bit neutral, but I hope you love this one. Let's get on to this cute little one right here, y'all. It's the toy watering can. Now, this one's pretty simple. It's going to be a quick one, and you're going to have to explore your rust finish on this one. I just took some acetone to remove the like stickiness from the tag, and then I spray painted this whole thing with silver spray paint. And then I took a mold and I just filled it with hot glue and let it dry, and that's going to be what is going to be like our embellishment on the front of our watering can. I just thought that it gave it more of an older feel, And plus, I just thought it needed something. So I did 2 of those. And y'all, that's what happens when you leave your hot glue in your glue gun turned on overnight. It yellows and basically burns up. So same thing I've always done. Add the Mod Podge to the entire thing. Let it dry completely. And then I'm going in with that Java chalk paint. It's a really rich color. And I feel like it just creates the best faux rust finish. So I'm using a little paint brush to help kind of apply it up and underneath the certain areas that I felt like I couldn't get my finger into. But normally I like to finger paint it. So just put on the brown paint of your choice in sections and then take your finger and kind of blotch it around, and that's going to help it look more authentic. Now this is not true rust, but we're trying to get a faux rust look. And then I took the Waverly Antique Wax with my finger and I just kind of rub it in and smear it around. And then I do go in with a baby wipe and kind of pull back certain areas where I feel like it just was a fit to make it look more rusty. And here's what it kind of looks like at the end. I mean, it just really looks cute. So experiment with some things. And y'all, I thought this little watering can was the cutest thing ever. So if you did not happen to get that thing, you know, see if you can still find it in your store. It's pretty much a summer product, but I think that you could get it maybe in the toy section, or it could just be one of those things that's just seasonal. But I added some flowers from the Dollar Tree, and y'all, look at how cute that is. Okay, this one is probably one of my favorites. I've been looking forever for these serving utensils, knowing exactly what I wanted to do with it. So now you can kind of see this is going to be a faux rust one. So I just took one of these good vibe signs and some Jenga blocks, or, you know, the tumbling tower blocks, and created a border. Now this is a little bit longer to fit my Jenga blocks, so I just kind of cut it down, and I added the like popsicle stick at the bottom and started going up to the top. It was, again, a little bit bigger than I wanted it to be, but I wanted this to be like planked wood. So that's why I added the popsicle sticks starting at the bottom and kind of going up, making it look like shiplap a little bit. And then I glued each one of my Jenga blocks together in sections, and I'm just spraying it with a little bit of water to help dilute the paint, to help spread it and absorb into our surface. And then I do the same thing with my Jenga blocks. Now, I like to mix the water with the paint to stain. I don't use a lot of stain. I make stain out of paint. And then I just kind of did a dry brush finish on this. And then here we are going back in with that Mod Podge. It looks really white on this, but you can see it dries clear. But it's going to help it to stick to that plastic and give it a little bit of a textured look when you're creating this faux rust. And I just went around each one of the serving utensils with the brush, finger painting, so on and so forth. But I hope you guys have loved these. It's just going to be a lot of experimenting with stuff. It's kind of hard to go in-depth detail with these projects, you know, when it's, you know, kind of, you know, edited and faster. But I am so in love with faux rust. And I thought, gosh, it needed to be on these little serving utensils. It's just what I could envision them for. So then I just started assembling all of it once I could achieve the faux rust look that I wanted. And then I took a cookie tin and cut strips to create like a strap to hold them onto the backboard that we created. And then I used some tacks to create what looked like nail heads or something that was old. And I just took and finger painted on some brown paint and then just kind of dried it. And then attached it to hold the fork and spoon on. So y'all, I hope that these all 4 faux rust finishes inspired you in different ways, that you can get creative. Again, each one of them turned out looking differently. And I just felt like it's going to be however you interpret it. It's not necessarily going to be an exact replication. So if yours looks different than mine, honestly, it just takes a little bit of practice too to get these really cool finishes. But I love faux finishes. I love different paint looks. I love details, as you can see. Just a lot of the projects that I do around here. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Which one of these projects was your favorite? And please consider subscribing, and I will see you on the next video.